Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to borrow a little secret from the world of engineers and programmers, something called technical writing, and show you how to turn it into a superpower for your everyday communication. So let's just dive right in.
Have you ever tried to assemble some furniture and the manual just makes absolutely no sense? Or, maybe you've been completely lost reading a long, rambling email from a coworker. You're trying to follow along, but it feels like you're just hitting a brick wall.
Well, that feeling, that's not on you. It's actually a failure of the writing itself. See, when communication isn't clear, it creates friction, it wastes our time, and honestly, it just leaves us feeling frustrated.
So the solution is to make our writing so effortless, so easy to understand, that the reader doesn't even notice it. They just get the information they need, and they get it quickly and easily. That's what we're calling the art of invisible writing.
So where do we even begin? Well, first, we need to understand the main goal here, turning that all-too-common frustration into instant clarity.
This whole idea, it comes from the world of technical writing. And when you look at the official definition, two words just jump right out. Effectively, which means the reader gets the right information, and efficiently, meaning they get it without wasting a single second.
Here's a really great way to think about it. Creative writing is often all about the writer, their style, their voice, their artistic flair. But technical writing, it flips that script completely. It has one job and one job only: communicate information. The focus is always on the reader's needs, and the style is clean, simple, and economical.
Okay, so this breaks it down into some core rules. You want to start with the most important info first. Use simple sentences. Get straight to the point. What I think is so powerful about this is that every single one of these points is about respecting the reader. It's a fundamental shift in focus from you to them.
All right, so that's the theory. Now for the how-to. Let's walk through the blueprint. Think of it as your simple recipe for clear writing. This process is designed to take you from a totally blank page to a polished, clear document. First, you just brainstorm freely. Then, you organize it all logically for your reader. After a rough first draft, the real work starts. You edit for clarity. And step 5 here is absolutely crucial: getting a fresh pair of eyes on it, because it is so hard to spot our own confusing parts. Then, one final revision, and you're good to go.
Now that we have the roadmap, let's talk about what to avoid. These are the really common traps, the enemies of clarity that can totally sabotage all of our hard work.
So, what do you think it is? What's the biggest, most common mistake people make when they're trying to communicate something complex? Yep, it's jargon. You know those insider words that only experts in a really specific field understand? The moment you use it, you're basically putting up a wall and locking your reader out.
This example makes it so clear, doesn't it? Hack the documentation might sound cool if you're a developer, but edit the document is understood by everyone. The lesson here is super simple. When you have a choice, always pick the word everyone knows.
Next up is a more subtle enemy: the passive voice. This is when the subject of the sentence isn't actually doing the action. It makes your writing feel indirect, kind of weak, and it can even sound like you're trying to avoid responsibility. The difference is huge, right? The final report was filed. Okay, but by who? It's a total mystery. But the project team filed its final report. It's direct, it's clear, and it tells you the whole story. Active voice brings energy and accountability right into your writing. And here are a few more quick ones to watch out for. First, clutter. Using fancy fonts that just distract. Wordiness, like saying utilize when the word use works perfectly. Unclear reference, like when you say it crashed, what exactly is it? And finally, undefined acronyms. If you're going to use something like USB, just spell it out the very first time.
So, you've written your draft and you've avoided all the traps. How do you actually know if you've succeeded? Well, it's time for the scorecard, your final quality check.
This basically breaks it all down into 4 simple questions. Is the content right and complete? Can I find what I'm looking for easily? Does the format help me, or does it just get in the way? And hey, are there any typos? If you can say yes to all of these, you've totally nailed it.
In the end, it all comes back to this one single powerful idea. Good technical writing saves users time. Every clear sentence, every simple word choice is a small gift of time that you're giving back to your reader, replacing their potential frustration with focus.
So I'll just leave you with this. The very next time you write anything, an email, a report, even just a text message, I want you to stop and ask yourself this one simple question: have I made this easy for my reader or just easy for myself? That simple shift in perspective, believe me, changes everything.